Hello Southies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cece and today you're watching part 2 of my mansion build with my modern extension. And in today's video, I'm just doing the interior. As you can see, I've kind of gotten started on a lot of it. I did this entire build on stream over the course of a couple of streams. And this was me kind of redecorating some parts and cluttering a lot of parts. So I tried to cut out as much stuff as I could so that the video was bearable, but right now I'm working on the living room area. I wanted it to feel very elegant, a part of the house where kids aren't allowed, kind of. If you grew up in a home where you had the formal living room, even if it was a small space, it was the part of the home where, kids weren't allowed to bring their toys, where you could probably curl up and read a book, but mostly parents just used it to entertain guests when guests were over. So that is what this room is meant to be. It's very black and white, and I put a lot of stuff that made it look like it was super expensive because I wanted this house to be super expensive. I am going to show a picture because if you watched the first part and you saw the modern extension, you saw that how the modern extension was originally attached was through a hallway that led off the back of the house. I changed that. As I went back to the house and looked at it, I realized that I hated that, and so I actually got rid of the hallway and attached the house, or attach the modern extension directly to the house. So you'll kind of see what that looks like soon enough. But yeah, I really loved the interior of this home, especially after I went through and sort of redecorated and worked out the kinks. This is a 5-bedroom home. It has formal living room, formal dining room, and then a kitchen / family room, and then the modern extension. There's also a shed out the back which has nothing in it. I guess you could put this is set on the Windenburg Island, the huge, I want to say it's 50 by 50, maybe 64 by 64, but I think it's 50 by 50 lot that I think originally the Villarreals live on. I could be wrong. I don't really play on this island that much, even though it's Windenburg is it's pretty much my favorite world in all of the Sims 4. I just think it's so pretty, and the fact that there's like a modern downtown area, and then you have the countryside, and then you have this island. It's really the best world in the whole game, and in my opinion, Get Together is the best pack in the whole game because it introduced a lot of really cool and amazing things, such as cafes, and I want to say it introduced nightclubs. Sometimes I wonder if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure Get Together introduced the nightclub system. And then my favorite part of Get Together is the club system. And what I like about the club system is you can sort of attach all your family and friends together, and when you want to do things with a particular group of people, you don't have to individually invite them over. You can just have a group meetup and everybody will show up and they'll all be doing things. I know some of the criticism is that the hobbies that you connect aren't necessarily attached to the traits that the Sims have, and I understand that, but I would argue that's like real life. When you get together with your friends, you probably just do things that you wouldn't normally do on your own because you have your group of friends there, right? So yeah, Get Together. If you're wondering what pack to get and you don't know, you're looking for what expansion packs to get and you're not sure, I would say Get Together should be in everybody's Sims 4 catalog, even if you're not into the rest of the other packs. The Get Together has to be there. Alright, so now I'm working on the dining room, which is kind of a complete contrast to the living room area. It is very modern And dining rooms are kind of hard for me. I love a good formal dining room that doesn't feel like a traditional formal dining room, but that's kind of hard to translate in The Sims 4 in my opinion. Or there's a lot of styles that I love that's really hard to translate onto The Sims for a myriad of reasons. I don't use custom content in my builds because I want them to be easily available in the gallery. And so that means sacrificing some really cool styles that a lot of really cool custom content creators have come up with, and that would easily give off the vibe that I'm looking for. By the way, if you want to see a complete custom content build, well, interiors, not exteriors, go check out my latest video. I did sort of a modern suburban type of home, and then I filled it with Harry's, Felixander, Peacemaker, and Illogical Sims custom content, and I think it turned out really well. It is available on the gallery, and I will be doing a custom content free version of the home soon to put that on the gallery as well. But back to the video at hand. Yeah, as you can see, this room is coming together. This mansion it was difficult for me to build, but kind of once I started thinking about, all right, if I were to live in a mansion, how would I want to decorate it? And so that's kind of what I went with. And I love the idea of each room having its own different style, and that's kind of what I went with. Like each individual room, especially the more common areas such as the formal room and the dining room and the family room, have their own different vibe. I would say that there's still a bohemian feel to it because that's in my wheelhouse. That's kind of the overall sort of thing that I love in design. But yeah, each room has their own vibe. As you can see, I put a lot of plants in this room, and again with the kind of weird artwork that is in the formal living room, to show that the people that live here have very expensive taste. It's kind of the vibe. But yeah, I think the room turned out well. Again, it took me a minute to kind of figure out a style for it, and I'm happy with the one that I came up with. But let's see, any housekeeping stuff? I am doing a lot of my builds now over on stream. I think it's really cool to kind of show you my process and kind of talk through my thought process of why I do what I do. I'm not going to do that all the time because with streaming, you have to be interesting for people to want to watch you. So I feel like if I'm just sort of sitting there and there's music playing and I'm building and I'm not talking, then it's not fun. And so I do a lot of talking through streaming, but I don't really do that when I build. For me, building is the opportunity to kind of just sit and zen out and just play. And there's a little bit of a pressure to be on stream and try to be entertaining and interesting to, if anyone stumbles across your page, that they'll want to stay. That is probably the most frustrating thing about streaming. I think that I can be a fun person, but I need to turn it off and on. And I feel like in streaming, you have to kind of leave it on the whole time. Real quick, before I start talking about this area, there is a guest bedroom, which you'll see in screenshots. I did cut it out because I wanted the video to be a particular length. And it has its own bathroom. There's also a sort of a toilet powder room down here as well. And so, yeah. And so this is the kitchen right now. If you were to look at the screen just head on, the kitchen is on the left side of the build, like the kitchen area. And then the family area is on the right side. As you can see, there's that wall that's kind of coming out to the right side of your screen right now. This is all going to get flipped around after a few days when I realize, oh, I don't like the orientation of the back of the house, and I don't like how I did the modern extension. So you'll see that come together soon. But again, I was thinking to myself, if I were to live in a huge mansion, how would I want to design it? And this is kind of a larger version of the kitchen that I did for my dream house video. And so, as you can see, I used those green cabinets from Vampires. They're my favorite cabinets in the build. Even in the other swatches, I don't think it comes... Does it come in a solid brown one? I think it comes in a black, green, and white swatch. If it came in a brown swatch, that would be awesome, but I don't think it comes in a brown swatch. As you can see, I did not limit myself. I never limit myself, only because I don't use custom content. And those cabinets are bottom counters from the new expansion, Snow Escape, are so beautiful. They are so amazing. I love them so much. That pack for build buy alone, that pack is a reason to buy. That pack is so good. And then the gameplay, I love the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. I haven't gotten through all of it, which it always takes me a while to get through the gameplay of packs. I saw somewhere on Twitter someone make the comment that possibly a lot of the reason why some people get bored with Sims 4 content is because they rush through it and they play all of it at once instead of taking their time. And I can definitely see that. I still haven't played the Star Wars pack, and I've literally had that pack since it came out, and I have yet to play it. But I use a lot of awesome build buy stuff from it, especially these chandeliers, and there's so many chandeliers in this pack, and it is so pretty. I love how they look. They're unique, and they're just so beautiful, and I use them in every part of this particular room in this build, which is the family room. So I do have a family that you'll see in the end. I didn't want to create a family because I was getting so sick and tired of creating Sims. So I reached out on Twitter and I asked my Twitter friends, hey, would anybody be willing to make me a family of, I want to say, is it a family of 6? I think it's a family of 6. 2 parents, a teenage son, a child daughter, and 2 toddler boys. And my Twitter friend xmara99 came through and she made this beautiful family that you will see in the screenshot. So thank you so much for doing that for me. Because I don't know, this particular weekend I did this house, I made the entire Fairly Odd Parents. I made some Sims for a Let's Play that I'm doing, or like to include in one of my current Let's Plays. And I was just making Sims like crazy, and I love doing casts, but it is not my favorite thing to do. It is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of exhausting. Cast, especially if I'm trying to make something or make someone IRL, and because I do use a lot of cast custom content, I don't like alpha, and I don't like alpha skins or anything like that. And so because I don't like my Sims to look hyper realistic, and so when you're trying to recreate someone and you are just using what EA has, it's so hard. It's the most difficult thing. I recently made not the entire cast of Supernatural, but the main characters and then a couple of my favorite characters. And I haven't done a cast video in a super long time, but I am going to do that one. Someone on Twitter asked me if I would share the characters on the gallery, and number one reason I don't share my cast is because I have so much custom content that unless you have the exact custom content that I have and you download it, the Sim is gonna be bald and naked and not look at all the way I intended them to. And 2, I don't know, it's kind of weary when you put so much work into a cast video And the idea of someone else using your sim, that bothers me. Like, it doesn't bother me for you to use my houses. You can even like tweak my houses if you want. Get rid of whole rooms, redecorate it. Like, you just like the shell of the house, you hate the interiors. That doesn't bother me, but I don't know. I guess because with creating Sims, I feel so attached to them that the idea of someone changing them and messing with them or using them as their own, it just irks my soul. But I did say in that post that if my video reaches a certain number, that I would probably share them on the gallery. So I don't know. We'll see. But now I'm in the parents' room, which I wanted it to feel not as expensive as the formal room. I wanted it to feel kind of like the family room vibe. I imagine that this couple kind of worked from the bottom to the top, and they're still very sort of down-to-earth type of people. So I wanted their bedroom to feel very down-to-earth kind of vibes, and I really loved how this room came out. It looks so cozy and warm, and probably like the secondary place where all the family gets together. You know, they spend all of their time in the family room, and then late at night all the kids pile into this room, pile into the bed, and watch. I don't think there's a TV in here, but if there were a TV in here, they'd come and watch TV or listen to like mom or dad or whoever read them a story. And I did a complete walk-in closet. As you can see, I'm really proud of this closet. I put it together on stream. The footage of me putting it together is not in here, but that's just because I didn't want the video to be too long. But I don't need you to approve this closet. I did an amazing job with this closet, even though it has very minor functionality. Absolutely zero functionality, actually. I put some chairs in here, so you could probably come in and read. But it looks really cool. I didn't even actually put an actual wardrobe that you could utilize if you're the type of person that likes to change your Sims from the wardrobe. But the actual wardrobe is outside. It's that snowy escape one that's against the wall. But I was like, I want to make if I were to have a walk-in closet, this is the type of walk-in closet that I want to have. I want it to be freaking luxurious and just have a space for all of my clothes. But yeah, I think it's so cool and so beautiful and very MTV Cribs. The bathroom looks really cool. Again, you're not going to see me design it here, but I'll try to put in screenshots of the bathroom. I normally don't because I feel like a bathroom is a bathroom, but if you can kind of see off to the corner, it looks kind of cool, and I do decorate it up some. But yeah, then I'll start working on the kids' bedrooms again. They have 4 kids. This is the son's bedroom. He's kind of a techie person, or like a robotics type of person, and I was saying, I don't know why when I think of a teenage boy, I think very moody type of bedroom vibes. Even if I imagine the boy is a more feminine type of kind of guy, I still want to do like dark and moody colors. I don't know why. I guess I just want to have a really moody son. If I were to ever have a son, I want him to be very in his feelings, kind of like there's a Saturday Night Live skit called Wells for Little Boys, and it's like a fake commercial, Fisher Price House fake commercial, where it's this little plastic well that the little sensitive boy can share his secrets with and look into the water and reflect on his life, and it's so cute, and I want a son just like that. And so now I'm working on the child's daughter's bedroom. I imagine that she wants to be a vet when she grows up. So I put a lot of animal stuff in here. She has a gerbil. The dog is in here. And she's got a lot of pictures from cats and dogs in her room. And she loves all types of animals. And she just wants to be a vet. And she's super into pink. And the pink on the walls isn't bad. The pink on some of the stuff, though, is horrible. I don't like it, but I just wanted her to have the pinkest room of all, and I just wanted her to really love pink and really love animals. And then the last room that I'll be working on in this video is the toddler's bedroom, toddler boys, which doesn't have much of a personality because there are 2 of them and they're toddlers, and who knows what little toddlers want. So I just try to make it sort of a dream room for a parent, with like a baby changing station and a lot of fun toys and things for them to do when they're in their room, and make it to where it could be somewhat transitional, so when they're older, especially if the oldest son is still here, they could just put in enough space to where each side of the room could be different and unique. So yeah, we are coming upon the screenshot. So if you enjoyed this build, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment down below, what do you think of the house overall if you've watched part 1 and now part 2. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love to have you be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Ceci, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.